right, Lil Wayne's The Carter 6. Let's talk about it. I did a full first time listen of the album and put it out on my channel, but it got taken down. I don't know if it's back up yet or not. I put out an appeal. Hopefully it'll get put back up, but I do know it's over on my Patreon if you guys want to check that out. That's where I do all my full album reviews and full album listens for the first time. They just always get blocked. I don't know why. Everybody else has theirs up, but mine always get taken down every single time. But the way that I do my album review videos like this is I talk about each song. I give you my opinion on the song. I'll rank it out of 10. I put all the songs in order from my least favorite to my favorite, and then I give a final album rating. Now, the worst part about my full album reaction getting taken down is I had a sponsor on it, and that's how I pay the bills because all these are obviously copyright claimed. I'm not going to put the full sponsor back on this, but if you want to support me and help me out, just click the link in the description and download the game. It's Raid Shadow Legends. I've been playing it for literally 5 years. It's a fun game, and every download helps me out a ton. You have no idea. Just give it a try. If you hate it, then delete it. Don't play it, but just download it and give it a shot. But with that being said, let's dive into this. It's 19 tracks, technically 18. I didn't rank King Carter because it's kind of a skit to open up the album. I will say I absolutely loved it as an album intro. It really got me hyped and I was ready to listen to this album. The choirs and like the big horns and everything rising and building up. It just felt awesome. I was excited. So very good album intro, but obviously no ranking for it. I'm ranking the 18 songs. Song number 18, the worst song on the album. Probably isn't the worst song for everybody else, but for me, it's Moolah coming in with Lil Novi. God bless, I hated this song. I was very harsh in my first time listening. I did not realize this was his son. I'm still harsh. Song sucks. I hate it. I gave it a 1 out of 10, and the only reason it has a 1 is because Wayne's verse was actually pretty solid on the song. But after listening to this, 6-7 times, I don't even make it to Wayne's verse on this song anymore. That's how much I can't stand. Song number 17, I think this is no surprise, a lot of people's least favorite song on the album. I got Peanuts to an Elephant. I gave it a 2 out of 10. I still don't know how this beat made its way through the cracks. And what sucks is I actually like the overall, not the sound, but like the notes that the beats are hitting. Like it's got a cool groove to it and it's got a cool skeleton to it, but that's all it is a skeleton. It sounds like a Nintendo 64 beat. I feel like I should be playing Sly Cooper or some sneaky detective game. That's what I hear every time that I hear this song. But even when Wayne is singing on this, the singing doesn't match the melody of the beat. So it's just like all over the place. There's no really good parts about the song. Number 16, another one that everybody seems to hate that I actually liked more the first time I listened to it, but the more that I've heard it, the more I'm just like, I'm not going to listen to this song anymore. We got Island Holiday. I think it's catchy, but it's only catchy because I know the Weezer song and most people know the Weezer song. I can respect Wayne trying something a little bit different with this, but a lot of the singing is super harsh in my ears, and it's not like I'm not a fan of autotune singing because that's what Wayne does. These are just like really screechy, harsh autotune singing. But there's also just a lot of repetition on this, a lot of dead space. There's a not so good guitar solo in it as well. It's just, there's not a whole lot that I care for. I think maybe the shock factor got me at first. I was like, hey, I know the Weezer song. This is cool. But the more I listened to it, it's like, it just kept going down and down and down in the list. Song number 15, I have Rari featuring Cameron Carter, the other son. Definitely the better of the two songs with his sons on this. The Macaroni Tunchi bar, still, I don't like that one. And it's cool that he's putting his sons on the tracks. I went and looked at their Spotify monthly listeners, and both of them are like at 500,000 now because of the one song. Lil Novi has some other songs, but this is the only song that Cameron Carter is on, and dude literally has, 500,000. More than most people. More than me. And I'm Rapper React. More than I've ever had. The most I ever got was 300,000. Kudos to Cameron Carter. But you can tell it's a child on the chorus, and there's like no emphatic delivery. It's just, it's a song. It's cool. Definitely better than the other one, but I gave it a 3.5 out of 10. Song number 14, I have Alone in the Studio with My Gun featuring MGK and Kodak Black. I don't like Kodak Black at all. Never haven't been able to get into any of his music. The stuff that's went viral, I don't understand why it went viral. It just doesn't sound appealing to me whatsoever, but MGK actually really surprised me with the chorus. It's a cool sounding chorus. It's a bit repetitive, but Kodak to me just kind of really did the song in for me in a bad way, and Wayne's verses weren't the best on this either. And I think I was just expecting more of a deep, heartfelt track with this. Alone in the Studio with My Gun reminds me of like depression. It's like, I might do it. I'm in the studio. It's just me and my gun. I was just expecting a really emotional, heartfelt song, and that's not what it was. But MGK's chorus kind of almost went in that direction, so maybe he thought that's what it was going to be too. I don't know. Gave it a 4 out of 10. Song number 13, one that I thought had a lot of promise, but the more I kept listening to it, the more I kept noticing that I didn't like. I've got If I Played Guitar. It's actually an okay love song. Like the writing on that chorus is pretty cool. I enjoyed it. But again, there's just some of the singing was super, super harsh, and I don't know if Wayne's always done that, and I'm just not really hearing it, but I don't remember him being so harsh, like really screechy. And some of it was also like a whispery style vocals too. I just prefer Wayne when he does that lower register, like with How to Love. Like it's a similar love song, but he's in that lower register for the most part. He does go up a little bit too, but like when he's How to Love, like when he's down there, I think it just sounds really good, especially with that autotune on his voice. He's just got a voice built for that kind of register. Gave that a 4 out of 10 as well. Song 12, I have Maria featuring Andrea Bocelli and Wyclef Jean. Don't know either of them. I think Wyclef was trying way too hard to sound like Drake. I mean, it almost sounded like an off-brand Drake for the most part of his verse. verse. And that just reminded me that Drake wasn't on this album and it's a Carter album and it just felt weird. The Maria sample was interesting. I kind of liked it, but this song just didn't feel like it belonged on this album. It didn't match hardly anything. Wayne's verse was okay, but the song itself just didn't really have a whole lot of replay value for me. I gave it a 4.5 out of 10, had some creative elements to it. But there's kind of it for the songs that I probably wouldn't listen to again. The rest of them have some value to it. On to song number 11, I have Being Myself featuring Manny Fresh, so it was cool to see him go back to some Young Money days. The whole like myself aspect where he kept going back to, I'm just being myself, I'm being myself, being myself, like that part of it. He does that a lot with some other words too, but it just got really, really repetitive for me, which kind of dropped it down some. But his verses were great. He was rapping really well. I love the beat choice on it, but this was a great break from like a 4 to 5 song, very bad run on this album. Like this one came back, I was like, okay, you kind of brought me back a little bit, but I ended up giving this one a 6 out of 10. Song number 10, I have Flex Up. I think the beginning of the song was a little bit too mumbly for me. I remember that specifically in my first time reaction, but the more I've listened to it again, it's just like, I still don't really know what he's saying in those first 10 seconds, but then he cleans it up and then he really gets into a pocket. And I'm like, man, this is what Wayne does really, really well. A lot of times he'll start off with a verse and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And he just keeps going with the same rhyme schemes and really like a run-on flow and a run-on rhyme scheme pattern and does it for like 20 something bars. And by the end of it, I'm like, man, I'm with it. This is dope. He did that in this song. So I put this one slightly above Being Myself. I still gave it a 6 out of 10, but realistically, I give it like a 6.2, but I'm not being one of those guys. Everything's going to be rounded to a normal point or a half a point. Song number 9, I have Cotton Candy with 2 Chainz. Chorus on this was dumb catchy, like super, super dumb catchy for no reason, but it's like too bubblegummy, too cotton candy for me. You got these two hard ass rappers with Wayne and 2 Chainz and just like the most bubblegum pop rap beat that you can think of. I think it is a stab at another commercial song on this. I'll talk about another song here in a little bit that is very obviously a commercial song, but I feel like you might hear this one a lot during college football season when the Sugar Bowl is about to happen. The beat is actually cool, you know, the saxophones, and it's like a fun vibe, but it just like, I don't want to hear these two rappers on a beat like this. That's the only way I know how to explain it. But I also gave this one a 6 out of 10, just above Flex Up, probably like a 6.3 out of 10. Song number 8, I have one that I feel like a lot of people are really sleeping on because it's the last song of the album and a lot of people give up, but I've got Written History. I think it was actually a very solid end to the album, but there was just so many songs down there at the bottom, like a 6, 7, 8 song run where people just like, all right, I'm done listening to this album, that they didn't even get there. This is the second least streamed song on the album, I think. Second or third. I think maybe the 2 Kid songs are the least streamed, but this one's way down. I end up giving this one a 6.5 out of 10 because there were still some moments that were a little off. And again, it's at the end of the album after I've got like a pretty bad taste in my mouth with those last few songs. But yeah, I think people are sleeping on it. Song number 7, I have Band from New Orleans or Band from NO. I think more people like this song than I do. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely some of the best rapping that he's done on this album. But for me, there's too much repetition in the song and there's a lot of dead space in the song, which is a common theme. I noticed that through 5 or 6 of these songs where he kind of goes back to repeating some of his verse, not even the chorus, but like repeating some of his verse. And then we've got, 4 to 8 bars of beats and then just random guitar solos and then back to 4 to 8 bars of beats and then repeating something else. He's just done it a lot. I also gave this one a 6.5 out of 10. Song number 6, the commercial song that I talked about earlier, we got The Days with Bono. I'm not a big fan of Bono, never really have liked U2, but this one really worked. Wayne sounded super comfortable the entire time. And I even said in my live reactions, like, this is the commercial song. You're going to hear this everywhere. And that night, I heard it in a commercial on ESPN while watching the College World Series. It happened that quick. But yeah, it was definitely the most polished song when it comes to mixing, intently designed to be a song to put on the radio. I don't even know if Wayne sweared in it. He probably did, but I could feel it. This is commercial. So for that, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Song number 5, I have Sharks with my man Jelly Roll. I was just excited because I have a song with Jelly Roll and I'm always excited when he gets on these big projects. Was on Snoop Dogg's album, he was on Eminem's album, now he's on Wayne's album. Like, he's literally just knocking off all the goats with these features. I know the chorus is being crapped on pretty much by everybody because I feel like there's a group of people that are thinking the chorus means way too much. They're like, hey, you're going crazy over these metaphors, and then you got a huge group of people making fun of those people. It's a pretty straightforward chorus. I've seen so many memes of sharks with legs walking on the beach, but be that as it may, it's still a good song. Still written well. Wayne's verses are good. The chorus is good. Big Sean had the best verse on the whole album with this one right here. That alone gives it a 5 out of 10, and then the rest of it just bumps it up. I personally wish that Jelly Roll had a rap verse so he could show you guys what he does. I feel like most of the mainstream now knows Jelly as a country singer, but that dude raps. All right, he raps and would have rapped really well on this, I feel like, but I think his rap days are officially over now. He didn't rap on Eminem's album, didn't rap on Snoop Dogg's album, didn't rap on Wayne's album. It's all choruses and all singing. But if you've never heard Jelly Roll rap, go listen. He rapped on my song. That's what I wanted Jelly Roll for with my song, was to rap. But I gave this song a 7 out of 10 as well. Next up, one that I really love. This is my guilty pleasure, I guess. I have Loki's theme. I don't see enough people talking about this one. I thought Wayne's rapping on this was literally top notch. He had a couple like weird bars, but that's the whole thing. I mean, that's his shtick. And I think I'm just a sucker for low piano beats anyway. And the only reason this isn't higher is because I don't understand the song structure of it really, and the end of the song is like that metal rock drums and guitars that just happens randomly for 2 minutes. I don't really know what the chorus of this song is. I thought it would be the On Blood part. I love that part. It was super bouncy. I was like, yes, repeat that. That is dope. And then it just didn't happen. So this song had potential to be like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 for me, legitimately. And then I just feel like it kind of fell off at the end, especially with the drums and the guitar. And again, the song structures, like I didn't really know what was happening, but still gave it a 7 out of 10. Coming into our top 3 with number 3, I have Bells. Another guilty pleasure. I see people really love this song and I see people really hate it. I love it because of the ode to LL Cool J, but this song of all of them has been stuck in my head more than any of them. Like that intro, L.I.L. Wayne is hot as hell. I don't know why, but it's just been stuck in my brain. The beat hits crazy. He's rapping like Hungry Wayne. I saw a video of this live and it went crazy live, but even in my first time listening, I was like, this is dope. This is probably one of my favorite songs, and it is. It's my number 3 favorite song on the album. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. At number 2, I have Welcome to the Carter, the intro track. Super Hungry Wayne rapping his butt off on this. That whole opening verse had a triple multi-syllable rhyme scheme that he kept going for 24 bars, and then he did it again on the last verse with a different triple multi-syllable rhyme scheme. He was just showing, I've got this pen, I still do this, I does this is me, I'm Lil Wayne, back up. Absolutely phenomenal opening track. It got me excited because it was this, then I think Bells, and then maybe Hip Hop and a couple other ones. Like the first 4 or 5 track run on this album is really dope, but I gave this one an 8 out of 10, which means obviously the best song on the album, theoretically, the one with the highest rating. I have Hip Hop with Big X the Plug and what's the other one? Jay Jones. I think Big X is almost a cheat code right now. Everything that dude is on is just going crazy. Even though all of the songs kind of sound the same, like his verses always are a similar cadence and a similar rhyme scheme, but his voice is just emphatic, his delivery, his charisma. He's just a fun guy to listen to. And Wayne's verse on this opens up weird, like with the squish, 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 and like that, the zit, 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 like those are weird, but he definitely picks it back up a little bit later. And for whatever reason, it's one of the most catchy. The beat is dope. There's just a lot of fun things about this one. I gave this one an 8.5 out of 10. So now we add up all the scores and I divide them by the number of tracks, and it actually comes out a little bit lower than I thought. I initially gave this a 6.2 out of 10 on my first time listen. Based on the rankings, it is a 5.4 out of 10. So let me know how you guys feel about the album. What do you rank it out of 10? Give me your top 3 favorite songs down there in the comments. I want to know what everybody else thinks. Again, please just check out the description, download that game to help your boy out, or you can join my Patreon and help me out there as well. Anything helps. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. And this is my music if you want to check me out. Have a great day, guys. God will only